You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, August the 20th, 2020. The Red Sox and Orioles played each other in an AL East matchup. Final score of this game 6-2. The Red Sox ended up winning. Would have been a much closer game had the Red Sox not scored 4 in the top of the 8th inning, but they did, and they ended up winning by those 4 runs. Hector Velasquez got the win. He's now at 10 on the year, and John Means is now 9-9 after getting the loss. The Blue Jays and Yankees played each other in an AL East matchup. Final score of this game 5-3. The Blue Jays came out on top. Would have been a much closer game in this one as well had the Blue Jays not put up a crooked number at the top of the 9th. They put up 3 runs. They took the lead, and then the Yankees scored a run in the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees could not come back and ended up losing. This game was pretty even offensively as well. Each team had 8 hits. Justin Miller got the win. Adam Ottavino got the loss out of the bullpen, and Anthony Bass earned his 4th save of the year. The Indians and Royals played each other in an AL Central matchup. Final score of this game 8-5. The Indians came out on top. Each of these teams put up a crooked number in this game. The Royals put up 4 in the 3rd inning, but the Indians broke out with even more in the 5th. They scored 6 alone in the 5th inning, put up 2 in the 6th to give them their 8 total runs. And the Royals could not come back. The Royals didn't score from the 6th to the 9th inning, and they ended up losing by 3. Zach Plesac got the win, his 11th of the year. Brad Keller got the loss, and Brad Hand is now up to 40 saves on the season. The Dodgers and Cubs played each other. Final score of this game 2-1. Runs came at a premium, but the Dodgers found a way to win this one. They scored 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 8th. The Cubs also scored 1 in the 8th, but could not score at all in the 9th inning, causing them to lose this one. Walker Buehler improves his Major League leading win total up to 17 games now. He's 17-2 altogether. Kyle Hendricks got the loss, his 9th of the year, and Kenley Jansen is now at 42 saves on the year. The White Sox and Mariners played each other. 3-1 was the final score of this game. The White Sox ended up winning. Lucas Giolito up to 15 wins now on the year. Yusei Kikuchi now 7-14 after losing this game. And Alex Colome is up to 34 saves on the season. The Mets and Angels played each other in an interleague game, and the Mets came out on top of this one. 8-2, the final score. The Mets started their offense early. They got 3 right in the 1st inning, which was already more than the Angels scored the entire game, but they had some more insurance. The Mets put up 1 in the 3rd and then 4 runs in the 8th inning to total 8. Jacob deGrom got the win, his 9th of the year, and Tyler Glasnow got the loss. He's now 8-12. The Reds and Brewers played each other. Final score of this game 4-2. This was an NL Central matchup. The Brewers scored 2 in the bottom of the 10th inning to walk the game off. They walked off on a home run. This game did take 10 innings to complete. The Reds put up 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd, while the Brewers put up 2 in the 3rd. That tied the game at 2, and neither team scored from the 4th inning to the 10th inning, but the Brewers broke the silence by walking it off in extra innings. David Phelps got the win, and Lucas Sims got the loss. The Marlins and Pirates played each other. Final score of this game was 4-3. It was close, but the Marlins ended up winning. Each team scored a run in the 1st inning, then it stayed tied until the 8th inning when the Marlins put up a run to take a 2-1 lead. Then the Marlins scored 2 in the top of the 9th inning, so it was 4-1. The Pirates did respond with 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning to make the game 4-3, but they couldn't score past that point. They couldn't complete their comeback, and they ended up losing by 1 run. Eliezer Hernandez got the win, his 8th of the year. Kyle Crick got the loss, his 1st of the season, and Yimi Garcia earned the save in this one. He now has 2 on the year. The Giants and Diamondbacks played each other. This an NL West game. Final score 5-2. The Diamondbacks ended up winning. The Giants had already been eliminated from winning the division mathematically, and they're on their way to being eliminated from playoffs altogether as well, losing another game. So the Giants did take the lead. They scored 2 in the top of the 3rd inning, but then the Diamondbacks responded in the 4th with 2 runs of their own. Then they scored 3 in the 5th to take the lead, take a 3-run lead, and neither team scored after that. Robbie Ray got the win, Jeff Samardzija got the loss, and Archie Bradley now has 22 saves on the season. And the Nationals and Rockies played each other, and the Rockies came out on top. 4-3 is the final score of this game. The Nationals took the lead early. They got 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and then each team scored a run in the 3rd, but the Nationals still had the lead. The Rockies scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game up, and that eventually forced an extra inning in which the Rockies walked it off in the bottom of the 10th inning, and they won by a run. Jake McGee got the win, and Tanner Rainey got the loss. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees still lead. They're 76-52, though they lost to the Blue Jays today. The Blue Jays have won 4 in a row. They beat the Yankees today. 71-58 is their overall record, and they're 5.5 games back of first place. The Rays are 66-61, 9.5 games back. They're in third place. The Red Sox in fourth with a 64-64 record. They're 12 games back of first. And the Orioles, 47-80. They've lost 9 games in a row. They're still in last, 28.5 games back of first, and their division elimination number is 7. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins won most recently. They're 87-42 overall. They still lead the division, and they still have the best record in Major League Baseball. The White Sox still a respectable 73-54 record, though they've been overshadowed by the Twins for most of this season. They're 13 games back of first place. The Indians are on a 10-game winning streak. 72-55 is their record. They're 14 games back of first place. And the Tigers are 56-71. They're 30 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 5. In the American League West, the Athletics still lead. They're 74-53, but they've lost 4 games in a row in 8 of their last 10. The Astros are 70-57. They're 4 games back of first place. They could not gain any games on the Athletics. They lost most recently, as did the Athletics. So the Astros still in second, still 4 games back. The Angels, 59-70. They're 16 games back at first. Their division elimination number is 19. The Rangers are 55-72. They're 19 games back. Their division elimination number is 17. And the Mariners are 52-77, 23 games back. Their division elimination number is 12. Here are the wildcard standings in the American League. The White Sox have the top spot, 73-54 is their overall record. They won most recently, but so did the Indians. The Indians are on a 10-game winning streak. So now the Indians are just a game back of that first wildcard spot with a 72-55 record. The Blue Jays have gotten hot recently as well. They've won 4 in a row. They're 71-58 overall, 2 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Astros are 70-57. They're also 2 games back of that second wildcard spot, but the Astros not looking good right now, considering that they had that second wildcard spot from the later part of May up until this early part of August. The Rays are 66-61 overall, 6 games back. They're a bit far away, but still in contention, as are the Red Sox, who have an even 64-64 record. They're 8.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. And every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 14 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Tigers' elimination number has reached 20, and that's for all of playoffs, or playoff contention. The Rangers have a playoff elimination number of 19. The Mariners a playoff elimination number of 14. The Orioles a playoff elimination number of 11. And the Royals, who have the worst record in Major League Baseball, now have a playoff elimination number of 8. In the National League East, the Atlanta Braves leading with a 75-53 record. They've won 3 in a row and 9 of their last 10. The Nationals, 72-57, still in second and still falling behind. They're 3.5 games back of the Braves. The Marlins are 69-59. They've won 4 in a row, but they're still 6 games back of first place. The Phillies are on a 3-game losing streak. They're 62-65, 12.5 games back of first. And the Mets are 55-72, 19.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 16. In the National League Central, the Cardinals still lead with a 72-55 record, though they've lost their most recent 2 games, but that's not going to hurt them too much because the Cubs have also lost their most recent 2 games. The Cubs 68-60, 4.5 games back of first. The Brewers are in third with a 57-70 record. They're 15 games back of first place. The Reds are 52-75. They're 20 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 16. And the Pirates, who have the worst record in the National League, are 46-82. They're 26.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 9. And in the National League West, the Dodgers still lead. They're 85-45. They won today against the Cubs, and they have the best record in the National League, the second best record in Major League Baseball. The Padres are 67-60, 16.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 18. The Diamondbacks are 66-62, 18 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 16. And the Rockies are 58-71. They're 26.5 games back of first, and their division elimination number is 7. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The Nationals have the top spot right now with a 72-57 record. The Marlins are 69-59, behind the Nationals by a few games. These two teams are in the National League Eastern Division. The Cubs are a game out with a 68-60 record, though they've lost their most recent two games, and with the Marlins winning 4 in a row, the Cubs haven't gained any ground. The Padres are 67-60. They're a game and a half back of that second wild card spot. They've won 2 in a row most recently. The Diamondbacks 66-62. They're 3 games back. They've also won their most recent 2 games. And the Phillies still hanging around, but they're in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, which has dropped them further below 500. They're 62-65 overall, and they're 6.5 games back of that second wild card spot. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 11.5 games back of that second wild card spot, and these bottom 3 teams on the brink of elimination. The Reds have a playoff elimination number of 19, the Giants have a playoff elimination number of 13, and the Pirates, with the worst record in the National League, have a playoff elimination number of 12. And let's take a look at league leaders, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. JD Martinez has the highest among AL players. He's at a 342. Miguel Cabrera behind him by 1 at a 341. And Miguel Andujar rounds up the top 3 with a 322. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has a 350. Nolan Arenado behind him with a 336. And Paul Goldschmidt third best with a 330. Hits leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has 176. Miguel Andujar has 168. And Miguel Cabrera third best with 164. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 170. Ronald Acuna Jr. behind him by 5 with 165. And Nolan Arenado rounds out the top 3 with 159. At bat leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar has 522. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 535. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most with 43. Jose Abreu has 41, 2 behind Rendon. And Miguel Andujar third best with 39. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 50, 12 behind him, Christian Yelich, who has 38, and Ronald Acuna Jr., third best with 37. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the next most with 7, Oscar Mercado, Adam Eaton, Jose Altuve, and Byron Buxton all tied with the third most. They all have 6. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13, Andrew McCutchen and Victor Robles tied with the second most. They're both at 8. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton still at the top, he has 44. Yohan Moncada the next best with 38, and Chris Davis third best with 37. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. still has the most in all of Major League Baseball, he has 45. Paul Goldschmidt 3 behind him with 42, and Eugenio Suarez rounds out the top 3 with 37. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis the leader with 103. Nelson Cruz and JD Martinez tied with the second most, they're both at 98. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 109. Eugenio Suarez at the century mark now, he's up 101 RBIs, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with 95. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has 95, Rafael Devers has 94, and Xander Bogaerts has 93. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with 105, Paul Goldschmidt behind him by a significant amount, 97 is Goldschmidt's total, and Marcus Semien third best with 91. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has the most, he's at 34. Adalberto Mondesi the next most with 27. Whit Merrifield and D. Gordon tied to the third most, they're both at 25. In the National League, Trey Turner leads with 42. One behind him, Starling Marte, who has 41, and Jonathan Villar third best with 34. Walks leaders in the American League, Jin-Soo Choo has 79, as does Rhys Hoskins. They're both tied for the top. And in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most with 88. On base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a 422, Alex Bregman the next highest at a 411, and JD Martinez rounds up the top 3 with a 410. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 439, Christian Yelich the next best with 434, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with a 432. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has the highest at a 644, Yohan Moncada the next highest at a 637, and JD Martinez runs at the top 3 with a 614. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 739. He's still the only Major League player that has a slugging percentage over 700. Paul Goldschmidt the next best with a 677, and Christian Yelich third best with a 648. And OPS leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has a 1.031, JD Martinez the next best with a 1.023, and Yohan Moncada third best with a 1.017. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.171, Paul Goldschmidt the next best with a 1.116, and Christian Yelich has a 1.082. He's third best in the NL. Moving on to pitcher leaderboard, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Lucas Giolito got a win today, which has broken him from the pack. He now is the only player who has the most wins in the AL. He has 15, and there's a two-way tie for second best. Hyunjin Ryu and Jake Odorizzi, they both have 14 wins. In the National League, Walker Buehler got a win today against the Cubs, which pushed him further up, padded his win total, which is still the best in Major League Baseball. He has 17. Steven Strasburg, the next best, with 14. Jimmy Nelson, Mike Soroka, Mike Fultonevich, Yu Darvish, and Madison Bumgarner are all tied with the third most wins in the NL. They all have 12. Losses leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea and Kenta Maeda tied for the least amount among pitchers to qualify. They both have 2 losses. And in the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's also lost 2 games. And saves leaders in the American League, Brad Hand has 40, Liam Hendricks 2 behind him at 38, Hansel Robles and Roberto Ozuna tied with the third most. They're both at 37. In the National League, Will Smith leads with 42, as does Kenley Jansen. They both have 42, and Kirby Yates is third best with 41. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a 2.57, Sean Manaea the next lowest at a 2.69, and Hyunjin Ryu third lowest at a 2.85. In the National League, Walker Buehler still has an ERA under 2. He's at a 1.88, the lowest in the NL, and in all of Major League Baseball for that matter. Carlos Martinez and Marcus Stroman still tied for the second lowest ERA. They both have the exact same ERA at 2.45. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's allowed 9. And in the National League, Carlos Martinez has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He is also at 9. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka's thrown 5, Garrett Cole's thrown 3, Sean Manaea, Jake Odorizzi, and Jose Barrios tied with the third most shutouts. They're all at 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5, Zach Wheeler has 3, Aaron Nola, Pablo Lopez, Sandy Alcantara, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw all have 2. They're all tied with the third most. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has the most at 208, Lucas Giolito 10 behind him with 198, and Jake Odorizzi third best with 185. In the National League, Steven Strasburg leads all of Major League Baseball with 217. And in terms of the National League list, it's not even close. The next best are Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. They're both tied with the second most at 191. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers. Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5. Garrett Cole has 3. Corey Kluber, Sean Manaea, Jake Odorizzi, Jose Barrios, Aaron Savali, and Hyunjin Ryu all have thrown 2 complete games. They're all tied with the third most. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has thrown 5. Zach Wheeler has thrown 4, and Aaron Nola third best with 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has the most. He's thrown 183 even, and in the National League, Steven Strasburg has the most by throwing 179 and a third innings. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, George Zimmerman has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's at 32. In the National League, Brett Anderson has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's also at 32. Whip leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the lowest at a 102, Hyunjin Ryu the next lowest at a 108, and Masahiro Tanaka third lowest at a 110. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the lowest at a 106, Clayton Kershaw the second lowest at a 107, and Pablo Lopez the third lowest at a 108. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the highest at a 4.4, Masahiro Tanaka the second highest at a 4, and Kenta Maeda the third highest at a 3.6. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with a 4.6, Walker Buehler the second highest at a 4.5, and Steven Strasburg the third highest at a 3.9. And batting war leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada leads with a 7.4, Alex Bregman the next best with a 7, and Francisco Lindor third best with a 6.7. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. still leads. He has an 8.4 WAR on the season. Marcus Semien the next highest at a 7.9. And Nolan Arenado rounds up the top 3 with a 7.5. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, August the 20th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.